do another little yoga practice. I'm gonna kind of cut to the chase a little bit more than doing a ton of sitting at the beginning, although you're welcome to kind of pause this, take a few more minutes yourself if you'd like. I'm gonna do a quick shoulder stretch while we're in the seat, and then we'll just kind of get down to business. So I'm starting in a Heroish pose. Like, I'm still actually sitting on my heels rather than in between my feet. So if you'd rather sit cross-legged, I'll tell you halfway if you want to change it. So just let yourself take your right arm across your chest and try to drop your shoulder down a bit. Now, you totally choose from here. You can stay like this if you want to hook it into your left elbow, or if by any chance you want to head towards the shape of eagle. But think of it here is wherever you are, you want to have sensation in your right shoulder. There might be some in your left shoulder too, but it shouldn't be painful. If you're an eagle, I kind of like to lift the elbows up and drop the head forward, especially because you're not going to fall over, but it's just a choice. And then here, unwind, let your right hand come down between your shoulder blades. You can use your left arm to reach it up towards the sky if you'd like. If you can comfortably, you can hold on to your left tricep and kind of stretch the arm off to the side to help pull the fingers deeper. I honestly don't feel like I can do that comfortably today, so I'm going to keep holding on with my hand. Give another breath here. And then just inhale, draw up. You might just take a moment to draw the right wrist and stretch over to the left. And then just take a moment to do the same thing on the other side. And then here, release the arms. Don't worry about switching the legs yet. I didn't tell you, I didn't forget. Let them come across the chest. You can stay here. Maybe you sneak it into the crook of your elbow, or if eagle pose sounds reasonable, you can draw your elbows up and off of your chest. I know for me personally, I feel this side a little bit more, so just be good to yourself if that's the case for you too. And then when you're ready, you can start to let the left elbow come up to the ceiling, stretching the elbow up to the sky, stretching your tricep. Again, if you can reach the right arm and extend it out, go right ahead. I don't feel like that's a good choice for me today, so I'm going to stay here. Soften along your jaw. And then reach up and then hold the left wrist and just stretch up and over to the right. And then just ease your way down. So here, if you're in the cross-legged seat and you want to reverse your cross, go right ahead. I was trying to start off of a block to get a little bit more space in my legs, but I'm making my feet numb, so I'm going to sit up on a block. Right hand is down, left arm stretches up and over, but then let the left arm drop down and let the right ear come into the right shoulder. So just stretching the left side of your neck. You can look down a little bit if you'd like to. Maybe even turn your head to the sky a bit. And then try to keep your head relaxed. Just draw your upper body up. You might use your right hand to bring your head to the center, and then just take a twist. Giving yourself another breath here. And then nice and easy, you can let yourself come back to the center. Let your left hand come on down, let your right arm come on up and over. Then let your right hand drop down. You can let yourself sink your left ear towards your left shoulder. And you might notice one side feels tighter or looser than the other, so just be good to yourself. And then inhale, draw yourself up. You might use your left hand to bring your head to the center, and then just take a gentle twist off to one side. And then come back to the center, and then let yourself come forward. I use the blocks under my hands to help support my wrists because of the arthritis, but then curl your toes under, lift your hips to the sky. And just take a moment. My stance, I'm going to turn this way actually. My stance is a little bit short right now on purpose. So I'm just kind of letting myself have some room to deepen the bend of the knees, to open my hamstrings. You can let yourself kind of wiggle the hips or move around a little bit if you'd like. And then we're actually going to kind of continue opening up, but with movement. So when you feel ready, just walk your hands up towards your feet. Inhale, sweep up to the sky. And then exhale, just fold right back down and in. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, right leg back to the lunge. Draw the arms up to the sky. Exhale, let the hands come on down. Pull back and lengthen the left leg. Now bend into the left knee. Slide the left leg back. Push your foot up to the ceiling. Move your hands towards you if you feel like you're arching your back. Maybe you reach back towards the left foot with the right hand and just give a press up to the sky. If you can't reach the leg comfortably, you might bring your hand to the heart. Now here, just pull the knee back into your belly. Try to scoop up the core and then bring the foot back up in front. Then left hand to left thigh, sink in, just giving a bit of a twist. I'm kind of exaggerating the drop of the hips, but it's whatever feels right for you. And then inhale up, spin your right foot behind you. Let your left knee come down. And just coming into a moment of frog. It won't be super long. We'll do it again on the other side too. And if this is too much, you could come into bound angle or a different shape if that's better for you. Wow. I used to have no real problem doing this pose, but I can say right now, my body's not super happy about it. My lips are dry. Give it another breath, maybe a little press back towards your heels if you want a little extra juice. And then come forward a bit, bring your toes closer together. You can pop up, so you're kind of up on your tippy toes, and then either step your feet out or give a little jump. And you're just in a straddle. Then come on up and over your left leg. And then just simply step your right leg up. Inhale, take a big breath up. And then exhale, hold it. Left leg's gonna step back to the lunge. Inhale, take a breath, arms up. And then exhale, sink in, pull back, and lengthen your right leg. So just a moment in your hamstring. And then sink back in, slide the right foot back so the foot's facing the ceiling. And flatten out the blocks if you happen to be using them. Reach back with your left hand. And the reason you do opposite hand is to help you keep your balance a little bit better. Give a breath here. And then when you're ready, pull the left knee up and into your belly. Step through, and then left hand down, coming into a twist. So right hand can come to your right thigh. And then here, let your left foot swing behind you. Right knee comes down. And then just coming into frog. Excuse the view. Just letting yourself sink in for a couple of breaths. You can bring your chest more towards the floor if you'd like. If you want a little bit more sensation, push your hips back. If you need a little less, pull your hips forward. I'm pretty happy right where I am. And then here, pull your toes. Watch out for the block though. Pull your toes together. You can kind of walk yourself back up so you can pop your knees up. And then little hopper step out wide. Come on up and over your right leg. And then just step your right foot forward to meet your left foot. I'm totally gonna take this off the wall because I can just see myself knocking it down. It's my little face. So here, starting back at the top of the mat, bend the knees, Utkatasana chair pose. Now push down, pull the right leg up, cross the right ankle over your left thigh and sink in. Now I happen to be close enough to a wall to put my arms up on the wall. If you are too, go right ahead. You can also use your triceps in front of your shins. I'm actually doing this for a deeper stretch, even though it is helping me keep my balance too. Now pull up, pull the right knee into your belly, extend the right leg back towards the lunge. So just coming into a lunge. Then coil up a bit, and then sink down a bit. Coil up a bit, sink down a bit. One more time, coil up. Now here, let yourself sink in, push back with your right heel a little bit more. But instead of letting your chest come forward, try to keep your shoulders over the hips, and that might mean you have to soften your back knee. Give it another breath here. And then easy, just let yourself lower down the right shin. We're gonna lengthen the left leg, and then just take a moment here to pause. Now you can let your toes drop over towards the right. Let your toes drop over towards the left. You might even add a little, lost my balance, a little bit of a twist here, bringing your left hand to your low back. And then when you're ready, come back around towards the center. Bend into your left knee. Now you're gonna pop that right knee up off the mat, turn to face the long edge of the mat, and bend your right knee. Now right hand can come to your right thigh. Just give a little twist up and over, so you're stretching your inner thigh at the same time. And then come on up and over, left hand to left inner thigh, rolling the right shoulder towards the mat. And then come on into the center, turn your toes out a little, heels in, coming into Malasana, or some people call it goddess. I'm keeping my hands on my thighs, but you can float your arms if you wish. I actually prefer to come here and do like a cat and cow type of switch back and forth. So using your belly, rounding your shoulders, drawing back up. One more time, coil up. Now here, sink in, pivot back over your left foot. Now from here, just staying in this long lunge. I know you can't really see my back foot, so I will move so you can enjoy the full experience. But if you wish, you can let the top of your right foot come to the mat, and then try to pop your right knee up. Now, depending on how you feel about this at the moment, you could start to walk your hands up your thigh, or maybe even up to the sky. But really try to be careful that your back ankle is staying straight. If it's sickling in, not worth it. And this is pretty intense. You're getting deeper into your quadriceps psoas. Lower down the right shin, then reach back, perhaps with your hand for your foot. So kind of like you did in hands and knees. You might use the foot to push you open, or you can draw the foot towards you, which is awful. And then you can release the right toes down to the mat. Use your belly to help step up and forward fold. Come, lost my balance. Come all the way up to stand. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Bend the knees, draw the arms up. Push down, pull the left knee up. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Using the wall for balance if you want. And again, I'm using it because it's also helped me get a deeper stretch. Also making it appear that my head's cut off, but it's still here. Give it a breath or two. I'm keeping this foot flexed pretty strongly because that's going to help protect my knee. Then come up when you feel right, pull the left knee in, and then reach it back to the lunge. So your knee could be down here too. So inhale up. Last time I didn't use the arms, sinking in. Inhale up, sinking in. One more time. Now this time when you drop down, try to stay kind of low. Push back with your left heel a bit more. And depending on how tight you are, you might feel your body pull forward. Soften the knee if you need to, just to try to keep your shoulders over the hips. Just a deeper stretch. And then easy, lower your left shin down, pull back and lengthen your right leg. You can let your toes drop over to the right, and then letting your toes drop over towards the left. And you can walk your hands over that direction too, just giving yourself a moment to pause. Now from here, let yourself come back into the center, soften into your knee and curl the back toes under, shift up and over, taking Skandasana. Now if you want, maybe taking the twist a little deeper. So right elbow might come towards your thigh. You can stay on the floor if that's better. And then come on up and over, left hand to the mat, or maybe up toward your thigh. And then come on into the center, toes out, heels in, coming into Malasana. Again, I'm choosing to keep my hands on my thighs, it's up to you. You could add another little bit of a twist if you wanted to. Coming up and over to the other side. Sink down a little bit more. And then here, inhale, come on up, pivot over your right foot, left hand is down. Now, actually both hands will be down. Let yourself lower down the back foot. You can let yourself take the top of the foot to the mat and then pop the shin up. I forgot the twist, but don't worry, we'll still do it. And then if you have room, you could walk your hands up. You could take your arms up higher, whatever feels right for you. Then here, just slightly different order, curl the back toes under. At first, just open up, right arm can come to the sky. Then lower down the left knee and reach back towards the right foot. Again, you can push the foot open for more of a back bend, or draw the foot towards you for more of the quad. I know in my body right now, they both have a lot of sensation, so you can choose. Then just lower down the back foot, step your left foot up to meet your right foot. Take a moment to forward fold, come all the way up to stand, and then exhale, hands to the heart. I'm gonna face this direction for a moment. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, and forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to, reaching down for your big toes, and then just let yourself sink in. Get a little shake out of your head from side to side. Inhale, take a halfway lift, and then just exhale, sink in. Release the hands from the feet, come all the way up to the sky. Reach the arms up, and then exhale, hands back into the heart. You don't have to turn, I'm just turning so I'm facing sideways. So inhale, draw the right knee up with you. Cross the right ankle over your left thigh. Now you could keep it here. You might take your right hand towards your foot. You might even come down towards your forearm, or maybe even your tricep. This is about as far as I feel like I can go today. So just giving it a breath. Now take your left hand to your left hip, reach down towards your right toes, extend the right leg out in front of you. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, just for a moment. Then relax, let go, swing back, maybe a moment in Warrior Three, and then come down, but this time let your heel come down, so you're actually in Warrior One. Keeping the right arm down, left arm high, just to help square off your chest a bit. Now, if you'd like to, you're going to add a little bit to the arms. Let the left arm, the arm overhead, come down, turn the palm away, and then wiggle the fingers up between your shoulders. Then the right arm can come up, reaching the right fingers back. Now, I can't reach my hands either, so don't worry if that's you too. You might just hold on to your clothing, or you can use a strap if you have one handy. Let your chest lay out over your left thigh. Now, I'm going to straighten the left leg while I'm here. If that feels unsafe, you could always lift up and then lower again. So lowering yourself in over a long left leg. So I'm still trying to steer the right shoulder towards my thigh. Give yourself a little room. If you need to let go of the arms, it's not a big deal. Then slowly soften into your knee to help support you on the way back up. Draw the upper body high. Try to keep the arms, if you can, turn your toes in. And then wide straddle, forward fold. I like to kind of push my elbow towards the mat to deepen the stretch. But if it doesn't reach, just let yourself hang in. Bending your knees is totally perfect. Give it a breath where you are. Now, if you need a little support, I would bend the knees, and you can always unwind the arms earlier. Come all the way up. Now here, take the right arm up to the sky. It's the left arm that's not going to be super excited. Left arm comes up. Ooh, hold on to the left wrist, stretch up and over to the right. And then here, just turn the left toes forward. Just come on into Warrior Two. Reverse your warrior, climb up and back. Now here, just pass right by your left leg. Left toes in, right toes out. Come on into Warrior Two over the right leg, just for a breath. And let your hands come around, come all the way over towards your left foot. Pause, maybe walk your hands up a bit and take the right leg up to the sky. Now, if you want to bend the right knee, reach back for it with your left hand. You might give a little extra push up to the ceiling. And then just here, easy exhale, both feet to the earth. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bend the knees, draw the arms up to the sky. Now here, push down, pull the left knee up. And then cross the left ankle over your left thigh. You can bring your hand to the foot, or maybe just towards your forearm. It might be to your tricep, but don't stress. If this feels where you want to stop, just stop there. And then here, I find right hand to right hip is helpful. Reaching down for the left big toe. It can always be bent. Letting yourself reach. And then try to swing the leg back. Have a half a breath in Warrior Three. And then reach back, but this time spinning the heel down so you're actually in Warrior One. Draw the arms up. Take the right arm behind you, palm faces away. Wiggle up between the shoulders, and then left arm comes down. Now coincidentally, on this side I can do this. Other side I cannot. At first, just stretch the crown of the head, left elbow towards the top of your mat. Give it a breath here. Now your choice, you can lift up, then straighten your leg, or if it feels okay, lengthen your right leg and just keep folding down. If you feel like you're going out of where you're working, maybe keep the halfway lift instead. Keep a soft bend in your right knee if you feel like you're hyperextending your toe. Making you hyperextend your knee, sorry. Then soften the knee, because that's going to help protect your back, to give your belly some support. Come on up. Turn your right toes in. Inhale high. And then exhale, forward fold. You can reach your left elbow down towards the mat if it happens to reach. If not, no big deal. Hello, dear. Give it another breath. My necklace is in my nose. Very exciting. And then use your belly. Come up nice and strong. Let yourself unwind. Left arm high, right arm low. Climb up, reach for the right arm, stretch towards the left. And then just open it up, coming into that right knee. Warrior Two. Then exhale, let your arms come around. Come on up and over, bend the left knee. Coming back into Warrior Two. And then exhale, hands come around, all the way over the right foot. Take the left leg up to the sky, bend the left knee, and then reach back for the left foot with the right hand and press up. And then here, just lower the feet down towards the mat. And then come to sit for a second. So my practices lately have been a little bit shorter, and honestly that's because that's what I feel up for and what I have time for too. So I'm trying to go a little bit quicker into more challenging poses, and only because too, I know I'm not challenging myself lately, so it's just something I want to try to do, not that you have to feel that pressure. So here, left leg can stay long or bent. Take your right leg, and just give it a few wiggles back and forth. Now, even before yoga, I had pretty naturally open hips, but I'm not practicing as much as I used to, so I still feel some tightness. So if for anyone who's watching, if you want to bring your thigh leg to the top of your thigh, this might be enough. Hands to blocks just gives you some height. Bend the left knee a little bit, and then see if you can push into the left foot to pick your bum up behind you. And you can lower down. Now, if you're like, that was okay. The other option is actually to bring your arm underneath your right leg, and you're trying to work your foot higher up. Now, some of you know, I used to always joke about putting my nose on my toes or my foot to my ear. Yeah, not happening these days. There's a lot of space there. But that doesn't mean you can't do the arm bounce. So I'm using blocks just to help with my thumbs. Now, you can just pick straight up if you have the ability, but if you need a little extra lift, bend the left knee and then push the leg forward. You're trying to pull your hips back a little bit, that'll give you more height. Now, one more thing you could do if you're in the mood is you can stick with where you just were, or you can try to cross the ankles. Let's try that again. I haven't tried to do this since like last February, so bear with me. Okay, I'm gonna do a little trick. You can also come down to your forearm. So here, I'm crossing my ankles, trying to pick up my butt by pushing into my forearm. And ideally, you could straighten your legs. I can't these days, but I will again. Maybe, I don't know if I care enough. But, so here, left leg in, give it a little wiggle. And then again, just starting more basic, left ankle over right thigh. So if this is where you enjoyed it, just do this for the next two things when I do those other options. If you have higher blocks, that works really well too. But bend your right knee, push up and back. That's what's gonna help get your belly off the ground. You might be able to lift straight up, but it's gonna make you feel really heavy. The more you can scoop up and back, you're getting into Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, you're getting into your belly. So draw the leg around. Now here, maybe taking your arm underneath your leg. I know this side I'm able to get a little bit of a better connection. So you can press into your hands. You can use that right foot to help you, or start to lift. Breathing. Now here, crossing the ankles, sticking your legs out to the side. If any part of you is going to be, oh, that looks awful, just cross your ankles and go, boop. And you're still working your belly and your legs, it's perfect. Or if you want, either forearms or straight arms, cross your ankles and then push up. So, kind of a little better on that side. And that's normal, that happens to a lot of us. So now from here, right leg forward, left leg back, pigeon. Now this isn't a trick. We're not going to be doing a whole bunch of other stuff after this, but I'm going to add a twist. So you can let your right arm come towards your foot. If you feel like you have room to bring your elbow to your foot, go right ahead. If you want to give yourself some space, you can just let your forearm come in front. It's totally okay here if you want to roll your left hip out a little bit. So my back leg isn't necessarily perfectly straight. Give it a breath here. Then let yourself come back and around. Walk both hands over towards the right. And just really try to stretch out, especially through the left arm. There's an option here where you could bring the right hand around and hold on to the right foot. I don't think my knees are going to let me do that these days, so I'm going to stay like this. And then come back up to the center. Yogi's choice, either stay in half pigeon for another moment or swing your left leg around. Excuse me, and come into double pigeon. You can either stay tall or you can let yourself fall forward a little bit. Try to come back into your breath. I have music on, I don't know if you can hear it. I was trying to keep it quiet so they wouldn't censor me. And then all we're gonna do here is swing the right leg back so you end up in half pigeon on the left side. So climbing up, swing that right leg back, half pigeon on the left, and just giving yourself a moment to pause. Now you can stay right like this, or take a turn over your shoulder, just letting yourself get a little deeper twist. Couple of breaths here. And then come back in the center, reach both arms way over to the left. And again, if you want to wrap the left arm behind the back, there's ways to kind of open up the left shoulder more. This is about where I'm maxed out at the moment. And then come on up, swing your hip a little bit over towards the left, draw your right leg around. So coming in to double pigeon. I'm sorry, I keep looking at my phone. I'm honestly just trying to make sure no one's texting me from my mom, but they're not, so now I know. Let yourself sit tall. You can let yourself come forward. So my mom rented a sit-to-stand machine at the rehab today. And it was really, I feel like a reality check for her. It was a reality check for me too, but unfortunately it was kind of what I expected, that the machine really had to do the majority of the work for her. And it's hard because we take for granted how it feels to be able to use both sides of our body, even if it's because one side's more open than the other or stronger than the other. But to have one entire side of your body, left hand, left leg, even left abdominals, even her left breast, sorry, TMI, but just not having that stability and trying to get the right side strong enough to even give half a hope of supporting it. It makes me more and more appreciate what I can do on my mat and forget about what I can't do anymore. So inhale, come on up. So we're gonna just do a quick back bending piece. It's not gonna be super deep necessarily. I might do wheel, I haven't decided yet, but you can do whatever feels right for you. So you might just push down into your feet, lifting your hips. I like pushing into the triceps because it makes me feel a little bit stronger through my side body. Now from here, you can either lift and bridge and lower down again and lift again, or if you want, maybe bring your hands by your hip. Then you might lift even just to the top of your head. Or you might start to lift up and letting yourself open it up. Ugh. And then slowly ease down. Now just for the record, the reason I decided to do that was because of all of that tricep stretching we did and a couple different hand positions, because I know my shoulders would not have let me do that if we hadn't done those. Letting yourself open up through your ribs. And then come on up and over to the other side. Ooh, cranky. And then here, this is where you could absolutely take Shavasana, but I unfortunately need to kind of get back upstairs and see what's going on and take Mom and I to the chiropractor in a little bit. So I hope you had some fun moving around a little bit. Got a little elephant trunk. There's an Wisconsin name, but I can't think of what it is. But and I just hope it felt good in your body. And if I'm not back again tomorrow, I will be soon. Namaste.